All right, we working? Let's see here. Can you see and or hear me right now? Let me know. Do we have audio and video? Thank you, Lenina and Claire Burr. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Paleontologizing. Welcome to the San Diego Zoo. I've got a short-faced bear behind me right here. Was not expecting this when I came to the zoo today. They've got kind of a Pleistocene area. This is super, super cool, and I'm excited to show you. Turn off auto rotate here, and yeah, anyway, check this out. Big concrete, short-faced bear. These guys existed here in California until just a few thousand years ago. Very, very cool. But yeah, if it's your very first time here, then welcome to Paleontologizing. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist, and I do science outreach here on Twitch. I'm here today at the San Diego Zoo on my way back from TwitchCon. We're going to be linking up with SciAnts Streams. We'll be trying to track them down and just talking about biology, talking about animals, talking about plants, talking about evolution, talking about conservation. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome, everybody. Super, super cool. Oh, I love this. Look at him. Arctodus is the genus name for the short-faced bear. Really, really cool critter. Again, native to here in California. They were here until just a few thousand years ago during the last ice age. We've also got a Smilodon over here too, our state fossil in California. Oh, and there's a wild Laurdee over there. She's got to go call home and talk to her family, so she's taking a bit of a break. But check this out, Smilodon, our state fossil here in California. This is so cool. Pose for photos with it and everything. Pretty blunt canines here. I don't think they want people bumping their heads. But yeah, super neat. They even got the forelimbs right. Super robust right here. Very, very cool. Yeah. Excellent. Extinct saber-toothed cat. Pretty neat. Yeah. Most impressive cat is California's state fossil. Yes, indeed. Awesome. And hello there, you too, Grim Deviant. Hello. This is where Laurdee and I just got lunch at the Sabertooth Mexican Grill. And, oh man, good stuff. They've got an excellent vegetarian burrito. Well, pretty good at least. Let's take a look at the Pleistocene mural that they have over here. This is super neat. We talk about this all the time. We've got present-day California with a menagerie of different mammals and birds, plants, and some reptiles in here too. California quail, black bear, mountain lion, white-tailed deer, bobcat, condors. All of those critters also existed here during the Pleistocene, but they were joined by critters like ground sloths, Columbian mammoths, short-faced bears, American lions, pronghorn and teratorns, mastodons, and camels, saber-toothed cats, and tapirs. This is so cool. I love this mural. Who did this? Let's see, well. Mural sketch by William Stout. That is brilliant. Is this the same one that we saw at... I want to say it's different from the one we saw at the San Diego Natural History Museum. I'd love to have a print of this at home. This is so cool. Very, very cool. And yeah, only 12,000 years ago. This is while the first people were here in California, you know? First people had kind of just arrived. There's even an American cheetah right there, just above the tusks of the Columbian mammoth. Very cool. We've got American horses, we've got bison, we've got some capybara-like critters. Who are these? Number 10. Yes. Number 10, capybara. Hydrochirus species. Very cool. Anyway, with any luck, we'll be having a lot more Pleistocene stuff on Paleontologizing before too long. Can't quite tell you about that yet, but should be coming up, I hope. Cross your fingers. Anyway. Let me look at SciAnts Stream and see where they seem to be at the moment. They're looking at some water right now. Oh, they're looking at tigers right now. Well, well, well. Emotional Bagel says, are humans responsible for mammoths going extinct? That seems to be the case, yeah. At least in the sense that there were some relic populations of mammoths that existed in places like the Channel Islands of California, and then, where else? Also like Wrangel Island in northern Russia. And those do seem to have been hunted to extinction. So yeah, the ultimate extinction of the mammoths does seem to lie in our hands. That's something that we did. Anyway, let's walk past the elephant friend over here. Throwing some dust. Very cool. And then we'll continue on, see if we can track down SciAnts Streams. There we go. Beautiful African elephant there. African elephants have much larger ears than their Asian counterparts, and they can be much larger overall too. Very cool. Check that out. It's crazy to imagine that proboscideans like this, like mammoths and mastodons, members of the same family, they existed right here in California up until just about 12,000 years ago. Pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Alright.
He's going across the bridge.
Ooh, elephant just walked across the bridge over there. See if we can follow him. And it is kind of like Marco Polo, Gamer's Tavern Show. This is, without a doubt, the most impressive zoo I've ever been to. San Diego Zoo here is absolutely world-class. It's not cheap to get in, but man, do they have impressive enclosures. All of the animals that I've seen are just super happy, seem very well taken care of. This is how you do it. Check out our African elephant over there. Some enrichment activities, playing with some tire inner tubes. Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah. Check this out. We've got one of these big buses behind us, right there.
So she is our female African elephant. She's a little bit older than those young males. They're not really going to be interacting all that much. If they want to, they can interact through those barriers, but also if they want space, they don't have to worry about bothering each other.
Very cool.
Like I said, this is Shaba. She's our 44-year-old female African elephant. So in elephant years, 44 is like upper middle age, but you know what? She is still as beautiful and smart as ever. I've talked with our wildlife heritage members before.
Let's go see if we can see her on the other side.
Really hard to give
and we're going to make our way over towards SciAnts Streams. I think I have a general idea where they are.
Not too fast. They have to really try and move forward on the down.
There we go. Better use that prehensile trunk. So. That is so cool.
Egging them on. Look at all them chickens. Look at how pretty they are.
That's beautiful. So for those of you who don't know, the trunk on an elephant is obviously not an extra limb. That's an extension of their lip.
Yay!
Extremely muscular, extremely dexterous. Like, they're so precise they can pick up a dime off of a countertop using that trunk if they ever find themselves next to a countertop wanting to pick up a dime.
Say bye, elephant. Say bye, elephant. Say elephant.
Yeah, today we think of these as being very exotic animals, but we had elephants, mastodons, and mammoths right here in California, too, which is a few thousand years ago. Extraordinarily intelligent animals. Rich emotional lives, very social, very long-lived. Just beautiful. Stand on that log. There we go. Problem solving. Very cool. Very, very cool. There we go. Got the last of those leaves. Yeah. Impressive. Makes me think too about sometimes people ask me like, oh, did sauropod dinosaurs have trunks like an elephant? And the reason why elephants evolved trunks like that is they've got very short necks, and so having a trunk allows them to manipulate objects and reach down to the ground and everything. Sauropod dinosaurs had very long necks. They wouldn't have needed a trunk in order to be able to manipulate objects and stuff. They could just, swing their neck around and grab whatever it is they're after. Check out these guys. Are these Nicobar pigeons? Yep. Gorgeous. Hello to you. So if I'm right, if these are Nicobar pigeons, they're among the closest living relatives to dodo birds. Yeah. Check them out. Very cool.
Yeah, right? Start with our extracts from another mother and then...
Very cool.
Okay. Love you.
So cool. Closest living relative of the extinct dodo. They are gorgeous. Very, very cool. Just beautiful. Well, wish I could stay all day and watch them. I'm sure I'll be saying that a lot. There's so many more things to go see. So many more critters. So, let's keep it moving. Somebody said Balint was over by the giraffes. Let's see if we can head in that direction. I love the logo that they have here for elephants. Odyssey. Looks like a Colombian mammoth. Super cool. And I love that they kind of used the Pleistocene to sort of tie all this stuff together. There were camels back there too. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see them.
Here because it shows where we grew up and then what. It used to be 12,000.
Very cool. Check out this cycad here, by the way. There's so many cycads. It's wonderful gymnosperm plants all over the zoo. This looks like maybe genus Encephalarctos. Let's see if they have a sign. I don't know if they do, but my favorite living plants are cycads. These were dominant during the Mesozoic, during the age of the dinosaurs. Now there's about 405 species still living in like 10 or 11 different genera. But yeah, they are really, really cool. I'll be pointing out a lot of different cycads Even though it looks almost like a fern or maybe a palm or something like that, they're not closely related to those. Their closest living relative is the ginkgo, actually. So basically, there's nothing else like them still around. There's our African elephants again. Very cool. Nice.
Are you talking about the fucking, like, YouTube video? First video on YouTube.
Alright. So cool.
Oh wow, that one.
Pero hay dos elefantes. Quiero asustar.
No, honestly, I watch them like.
Okay. Let's keep going here. And yeah, those were elephants back there. Welcome, everybody. We will try and find the California condors, Paleontologist VA, but we'll see. I might have an opportunity to show you some back in Oakland later on this week. We'll see. What have we got over here? Tapirs. Whoa. What's on there? Yeah. Love tapirs. That is a big one. Is that a Baird's tapir? Yeah, Baird's tapir. Very cool. Again, I love this whole framing device. Looking at Pleistocene animals and their living relatives. So cool. Well, they're having a rest, so we will give them some privacy so they get some shut-eye. Very, very cool. Closest living relative of the tapir, of tapirs, is rhinoceros. They're both perissodactyls. Part of Ceratotheria within Perissodactyla. Over here we've got a jaguar. I'm sure we'll be able to see. A lot of cats love sleeping during the day. Let's go on over here and check out the Columbian mammoth. Look at this. That is so cool. Check this out. Here, I'll go around the other side. And we've got a ground sloth as well. Super cool. Here. Check this out. Columbian mammoth. Very, very cool. Check this out. This is actual size, by the way. So, a little bit larger than today's African elephants, even. Not their largest. Columbian mammoth. Yeah. Teeth look a little wonky. But, beautiful sculpt apart from that. Check that out. Oh, man. Very cool. Yeah. Awesome. This is super cool. Oh man, just seeing one of these in person is really, really awesome. I hope we're able to get one of these in the Bay Area someday. Big life-size sculpt of a mammoth like this. Yeah. Very cool. And then we've got, I think this is a male, a bull behind us. And then we've got a female over here. Here. A bit smaller. And then here, a ground sloth. Jefferson's ground sloth. Megalonyx is the genus name. Super, super cool. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway. That short, thick tail. Massive forelimbs. And then the hind feet aren't quite right. Those shouldn't be plantigrade like that. Their feet are weird where they kind of like walk along their outstep. So the toes aren't quite right there. Yeah. Like by Society says, I didn't realize they were really that big. Some of them got even bigger than this, like elephant sized. Huge, huge. Megalonyx and who's the other really, really big one from South America? I don't think it's a Rematherium, I forget, but they get huge. Super cool. I love this so much. Those enormous claws right there. Giant ground sloth. Gorgeous. Very, very cool. Here, let's continue on here. I think this is supposed to be an American lion over here. We'll walk by real quick. You know, kids love climbing on these, so yeah. But American lion behind us. It's maybe a little bit bigger than actual size. Yeah. Ooh, and we've got some fossils or fossil casts over here too. Oh, look at this! This is so cool. So this is like a recreation of the tar pits at La Brea. Yeah, so we've got a ground sloth right there. That looks like Paramylodon. We've got what looks like a Columbian mammoth right there. Maybe a short-faced bear, a horse. Super cool. So these are casts. You know, this is a recreation of one of these tar pit dig sites. We'll hopefully be visiting the real thing in a couple of days. But, yeah. Very cool. Pretty awesome. Really, really nice. Again, I love that they threw this in here, just trying to tie everything together to the whole Pleistocene theme. I love this. This is so cool. I think they might be streaming on Twitch right now, too. We've got bison latifrons right here. Extinct giant bisons from the Pleistocene.
Wait, okay, that doesn't even sound that accurate.
We've got horse skull right here. It's like our modern horse. American lion right here. Panthera leo atrox, I think. That's very cool. A sloth skull. This is lovely. Oh, I like this so much. This is super, super cool. And I guess this is where maybe on the weekends they have somebody here to do, like, you know, interpretation, to talk to people about these extinct critters. And they've got casts of different teeth of proboscideans here. Mastodon, pygmy mammoth, mammoth, and Asian elephant tooth. Asian elephant, of course, is the closest living relative to extinct mammoths. Short-faced bear skull and forelimb. A hand right there, manus. Grizzly bear skull. You can see why they're called short-faced bears. The snout is kind of short. Or at least, I don't know, it looks more stout. Super cool. And then I love this over here too. We walked right past it. Yeah. These different critters, both extinct and extant, native to here, Southern California.
Polar bears?
Very, very cool. And cheetah, it should be American cheetah because it's probably not closely related at all to the African cheetah. It's probably descended from something more like a mountain lion or maybe a jaguar. Yeah. Super, super cool. Oh, I love this. This is so cool. Here, and then before we walk by again. Well, that's neat. They've got an actual sample of liquid asphalt, tar from Rancho La Brea. Jaguar, ground sloth, saber-toothed cat skull. That's just like we have back home in the office. Very cool. But yeah, very cool. Super, super neat. And anyway, I could spend an hour just talking about this, but we're going to the actual tar pits in a couple days, hopefully. So, yeah, we'll talk about that there. Oh, and they've got a pressed penny machine here. I might have to stop and do this real quick. Let's see. Yep, we are going to have to do this. Let's do a speed run on this. Get some pressed pennies. Nice souvenir here. Yeah. Very nice. Ratel, this looks like a badger-like animal? I guess I'm not familiar with those guys. What is a ratel? Looks like a badger. Look at our gelada. Right here. Or is it helada?
You guys take care.
There we go. And last but not least, our leopard over here. So this implies we're walking more toward Africa, because leopards are native to Africa and Asia. There we go. Okay, we got all four. Pouch here. Collected quite a few so far today. And let's continue on. Let's see if we can track down Balent. I think they've gone over this way to the Lost Forest. Let's go take a look. This place is enormous. I am thoroughly impressed. Always heard that the San Diego Zoo is really big. And it's very impressive that it's a world-class institution. I wasn't quite expecting this, you know? Amazing. There's downtown San Diego over there. That's where TwitchCon was. Pacific Ocean is that way. Split into two parks. Yeah, well, the actual like wildlife park is elsewhere. What do we see down there? I think Balent is going to be over in this direction. I might lose you for a minute as I go into the elevator. But let's go do that. Jump into? Thank you. Yeah. Oop. I think somebody's probably pressing the button outside to go down. Yeah. Elevation here, we're kind of down in a canyon, so hopefully it's coming back. Okay. So I know the pandas are over here. I was over here earlier with Ios and Laurdee before Ios had to leave and catch a flight. All right. So, and yeah, $1 million pandas. Yes, indeed, Casey's no art. We saw some red pandas earlier too. They're in here. They're not closely related to actual, you know, giant pandas, but anywho, yeah. And they are their own thing, absolutely, yeah. So red pandas are more closely related to raccoons. They're still part of carnivora, but they're not bears. Pandas, giant pandas, actually are bears. There's the kind of the earliest diverging clade that's extant within Ursidae. I think some molecular phylogenies even put them a little bit outside of Ursidae. But yeah, red pandas are not actually in the bear family. Yeah, the only true panda. There you go, Casey's no art. Yeah. Anyway, let's. Can somebody look on SciAnts Streams' feed and see where they are right now? Because I'm trying to track them down and rendezvous with them. Let's see here.
We're up to.
There we go.
Munchkin's also excited.
There they are. There.
Guys, you go check out and follow Booyah Grandma, aka Booyah.
All right. Facing cafe, red umbrellas. Looks like a food court. They might be down here. Let's see. Hippo Trail. Oh, we've got some flamingos over here. Is it Chilean or African flamingos? Let's find out. We've got the bird chasing the flamingos around. Who is that? Who's this feisty goose? Oh. That is so funny. Flamingos are so cool. One thing I've been thoroughly impressed by here is just how active all of the animals are. The panda was, you know, lying down trying to sleep. But almost everybody else I've seen, even most of the reptiles in the reptile house, actively moving around. They're alert. They seem happy, you know? They seem well adjusted. Oh, and we've got some cormorants over here. Who are these guys? White-breasted cormorants. Very cool. They look a lot like the double-crested cormorants that I see near where I live. But yeah, they love nesting in dead trees like this. And there's one particular tree in Alameda, right, kind of near where I live. Big dead tree on the side of the road, and they just love to hang out there and just poop all over the ground. It's all white underneath that tree. All right. Here, what I'm going to do here is let's sit down for a second over here, and let's see if we can figure out where SciAnts Streams is right now. Here. He's at the Mua May Cafe in the Asian Passages. Okay, thank you, Latigo Smith. Let's go over there. Should be this way. So we'll backtrack a little bit. And let's go track down SciAnts Streams, shall we? This will be my first IRL appearance on SciAnts Streams, I believe. Yeah. And we might want to go up there, actually, to that boardwalk. Let's see. I think... Let's check this out. Asian Passages is where we're supposed to go. Asian Passage, it says in the right way. Yeah, I thought the San Francisco and Oakland zoos were big. This is something different entirely. Thoroughly impressed so far. I could spend days and days here, not get bored in the slightest.
We're right here.
3 o'clock? Nice. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Okay, Asian cats over here, Eagle Trail. I wonder if they have harpy eagles there. That's one critter I would really love to see. I really want to go see the okapi. SciAnts Streams. Okay.
Helen of Troy.
All right. Photo booth, I think. I think this is the way we want to go. And Nana Tyrannus, how are you doing? It is one of the nicest zoos, absolutely. San Diego Zoo has got a stellar reputation. And I'm at your zoo, Astro Banshee. Well, well, well. Thanks for sharing your zoo with me. Alright, Panda Shop. Let's see if we can track down SciAnts Streams. More press penny machines. Shoot. We don't have time. Well, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, worlds collide. This is great.
The chat was leading you on over.
Uh-huh. Hey, Lona, how you doing, my skin? You having a good day?
You're on Danny's stream.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Don't bounce her too much.
Yeah.
I'm getting the camera.
Be a real clippable moment there.
All right, we're going to do a diaper change real quick with the munch.
All right. Cool. What have you seen so far?
We saw giraffes. We saw
Nice.
rhinos.
Uh-huh.
We saw the wood cycad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's a
see-
Phlartos woodii?
Y'all excited.
Of course.
Somebody else is
There's only
excited.
one living one that's known in the whole world, and it's been cloned
It's been
many,
cloned,
many
yes.
times, propagated from. I'm super glad you're excited about that too. Yeah, there's so many cool cycads around here. Did you see the cycad garden out by the exit?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
so the wood cycad isn't there, and so I was like scouring. Chat was with me. It was a journey, and I was very disappointed because I was thinking maybe I know they're so concerned about poaching now that maybe they took it off display.
That would make a lot of sense.
But I was very excited to see it. I was very excited. It's just a little bit farther.
The fern gallery was inaccessible.
To go on the fern trail, and then also they have like 100 different species of bamboo here.
Really?
So
I mean, you've got to have time, just kind of, taking things in nice and slow. And I've been trying to track you guys down. And we walked through the Elephant Odyssey. Got to see all the Pleistocene displays there. That was super, super cool.
Yes.
And I don't know what they just saw. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. We're back again. Good, okay. I do need to continue on, I guess, a little bit if this is kind of a bad signal spot for me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Kelly, hi. Welcome in, madam. Guys, everyone, please go follow Danny right meow. All right.
Streams if you're not yet doing so. Holy cow. I think maybe we got a big raid or something. I don't know because I couldn't look at chat while the router was down. But
if I can.
It says 822 people watching right now.
Heck yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
Guys,
Holy cow.
Number one paleontologist in the world right here.
I wouldn't, but...
You want to go dance for stream?
Yeah.
She was just doing a very cool dance.
You want to do some dancing?
Now that eyes are on her, she's like...
Yeah.
There we go. Munchkin's feeling bad. Hi, Munchkin. That's a battery pack, madam.
Very cool. Is that cool stuff? Which way were you going to head? I would love to go see the Okapi, but you've probably seen them already, huh?
We haven't filmed them yet.
Oh, okay.
There's also a really good polar bear.
Oh.
Like the polar bear one.
Top notch. Nice. Sounds like it might be cold too. Might be good for letting the equipment cool down. Yeah.
What do you see?
And homepage hype. Are we on the homepage right now?
Oh, heck yeah, Danny.
Holy moly. Shoot, we got to make sure that we stay in areas that have got decent signal then. But welcome to Paleontologizing, everybody. If it's your very first time here, allow me to introduce myself real quick. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. And I'm here on Twitch trying to do some good old-fashioned science outreach. So today we're at the San Diego Zoo after having just finished TwitchCon here in San Diego. Had a grand old time. And now we're on our way back up to Northern California. Yeah, decided to stop here at one of the world's greatest zoos. We're going to be talking about all these different critters, all these different plants, and especially animals. Talking about their evolutionary relationships, talking about, you know, how they might offer insight into extinct animals as well, like dinosaurs. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to have a good time. Thanks for joining us. And how's Velia? She is doing great. Yeah, she's resting after a very, very weekend.
We've really enjoyed watching the travail streams.
Here, more than a little spotty.
So that place right after the bridge, they had like little cubes of ham and cheese and stuff. Oh. Yeah, like little grab and go.
All right. Should be down here, I think. Yeah. And I'm back. Thank you, Claire Burr. I appreciate that. Yeah, good. So, did get to see the panda earlier, which was nice. Just doing sleepy, lazy panda things. Let's go around this way. Okay, I think here's our turn up here. There we go. Tigers, hippos, and okapi. This way. Excellent. Okay. Seems like this is where the tigers are. Looks like a tigery kind of enclosure. I think they wrap the trees in like chain link over there so they can't climb up. Some primates in here. Let's see if we can catch them. Yeah. Schmidt's red-tailed monkey, just like we saw at the Oakland Zoo. And Allen's swamp monkey. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. Look at those long tails. So cool. Very, very cool. Can you see him right in the chest? Those must be the swamp monkeys there, with the shorter, skinnier tails. I'm gonna try and shade the lens a little bit.
Hey, bro.
See if that helps.
That's Gina though.
Very cool.
Yo, what's good, little bro?
Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Oh, and we've got, are these red river hogs over here? Oh, yeah. Look like red river hogs. Yes, indeed. Very cool. Check them out. Those tufts of hair coming off of their ears. I'm impressed that they can keep the monkeys enclosed in here. They're such escape artists. They must have really thought this enclosure out really, really well. And we'll be able to keep them from escaping. Very cool. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Super cool. Oh, look who it is.
These are some of the smartest pigs.
Are they really?
That have been studied, yeah. So they can even be trained to tell the difference between glass, paper, aluminum. Really? And you can tell like how to sort by different tiles.
Very cool.
And they have these long hairs on their ear that I think this for air processing. So like,
so they can waft scents toward their noses, basically?
Yeah.
Neat. Very, very cool. I was just saying I'm impressed that this enclosure's been built in such a way that the monkeys don't escape.
Yeah.
Because they are such escape artists. Like, it's had to have been very well thought out in order to keep them contained.
Especially like the distance of the tree.
Yeah.
Even here you all the distance of this tree all the way over here.
They're so charismatic. I mean, such cool coloration and those tufts on the ears. This is not your basic suid member of the pig family. This is like, you know, deluxe. It's got all the bells and whistles. I love it. And Astro Banshee says the cool thing about the San Diego Zoo is how they're able to combine different animals for enrichment and such. It is pretty neat. You wouldn't think that swamp monkeys, red-tailed monkeys, and red river hogs would get along, but they all seem pretty happy. Very well adjusted. Yeah. I'm impressed. Very impressed. Very cool. And we've got some more pressed penny machines over here. Let's see if our signal holds. We'll grab some more of these. And I'm gonna run out of quarters and pennies. Yeah, shoot. But, oh, we gotta get the okapi. We gotta get this. So, here, we'll start at the otter, and we'll go around. Yeah, let's just do that real quick. Is our signal holding? There are so many. There's 80 pressed pennies that you can get at this zoo. This is, for a collector like me, this is a boon. Let's just get the okapi and we'll continue on. I might run back after stream and get some more of these. But I really want to show everybody the animals first and foremost. I just can't resist the urge to get the okapi one real quick. So let's do that. Beautiful. That is lovely. I'll put it in the bag, and then we'll get back to the animals. Okay. What are these guys in here? It seems like they might be hiding. We've got some truly gorgeous birds in here, if we could just spot them. You can see some fruits that have been stuck to those branches. Feed them. And I really love this too. This is so cool. When I was building the Velociraptor puppet for TwitchCon, when I was putting together Velia, actually, looking at the arrangement of bird feathers, the primaries, secondaries, underwing coverts, and then the lesser coverts over the top, and the alula right there. It's a characteristic of modern birds. You don't see that in ancient birds like Archaeopteryx. The very first birds didn't have that complex structure, the leading edge of the wing that kind of helps control the wing surface. Anyway, super cool that this is here at a zoo. This is, essential information if you study birds. This is, I don't know, excellent signage here. Even if we can't see the birds in the enclosure, except for those guys. Oh, we can at least appreciate the signage. There we go. Hello. Look like emerald starlings? Yeah. So they're related to European starlings, which are invasive here in North America. But according to the sign, these guys are native to patches of savanna woodland in West Africa. Very cool. If you can see them up there. Yeah. Very cool. Nice. Yeah. I'm sure they're more active in the morning, and the lighting is probably better there too. Go back around this way. Oh, check out that cycad over there. We'll go give that a gander. Is that Encephalarctos?
Hippo. That spells hippo. Woo!
Check this out. Look at this beautiful cycad here. I think this is genus Encephalarctos from Africa. And they've got these sharp spines on them right here. You see that? They can really tear you up if you're not careful. You see the cones coming off? Beautiful. I don't know my cycads well enough to tell you if this is a male or a female, but they are dioecious. There are males and females of each species. And with those cones right there, I'm not sure what. Yeah. Oh, and definitely not something you want to eat either. Cycads in general are pretty toxic. Well, let me get some water, and then we'll see if we can spot some hippos. Yeah. There we go. I'm not a cycad expert, no, but
they did a tour in here for the volunteers, and it was amazing.
Yeah, very cool.
I had no idea there were so many in this zoo. Unbelievable.
I just visited the botanical garden up in Berkeley, and they've got like 700 cycad specimens there. It's incredible. Yeah. I don't know enough about them as I would like to, but I'm a dinosaur paleontologist, so I work on dinosaurs, and that was their heyday, was the age of the dinosaurs. Yeah, so I love cycads, but...
growing up, we had some in Florida.
Uh-huh.
This, I've never seen such a variety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get... Florida's actually the only place in the U.S., I think, where you have native cycads. You've got the Kunti cycad. Yeah. Very cool. Well, we have our hippos here? Are they visible right now?
River hippos, yes. They're over here. The mom and a baby.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of, they hang out right there.
Uh-huh.
And you can see their bodies back here.
Very cool. Yeah.
Today, but at least their heads are out. A lot of times they hang out there. And the guests can only see their little toes coming out.
There we go, yeah. I'll see you in a minute if I can get a little bit closer. Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, let's see if we can catch those hippos. Okay. Let's see. Well, gotta wait a second till we can get close. But check out just this beautiful enclosure that they have here. Oxygenating the water there, or doing something. Right? Very cool. Waiting our turn over here. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look. Derriere right there. See those toes? So, hippos are ungulates, part of the hoofed mammal group, and they're artiodactyls. They're even-toed ungulates. And right there you can see the 4 toes on the hind foot. Really cool. So these are the closest living relatives of whales, like we've talked about many times. So whales and hippos form a clade together called Whippomorpha. They must have split something like 50, maybe 55 million years ago, something like that, pretty early on. But yeah, they both are very fond of the water. And there you go, Murph. Yeah, Whippomorpha. Yes, indeed. Super cool.
You can watch them off the
there. You can see the little hairs on the back. I hope the camera's picking that up. Yeah, they're more visible on the ears, but right there on the back, see those little bristly hairs? Yeah. Very cool. That is so neat. Oh man. Awesome. Yeah. And Viridi says thick. Yes, indeed. Viridi, how are you doing? Great to meet you. I met Viridi at TwitchCon. Can we get a shout out for Viridi real quick? But I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you again. Yeah. We're just hanging out with some hippo butts here.
It's not on no more.
Very cool. I love that. Super, super cool. Oh. Hippos are such interesting animals.
This is Mama on the right and Amasha's on the left.
Very, very cool. So yeah, somebody said that they look almost like dugongs or manatees with legs, and that's entirely superficial. These are not at all closely related to dugongs or manatees. They're part of a group called Afrotheria. So dugongs and manatees are more closely related to aardvarks, golden moles, sengis, and elephants. Whereas hippos are kind of hoofed mammal, part of Artiodactyla. They're much more closely related to whales, first and foremost. But outside of that, they're related to pigs, deer, cows, etc., the other Artiodactyls. I love that they have such a big enclosure here, and it's so well designed that you can see into pretty much every part of it. I take it that hippos are probably not very shy animals, so they don't mind being looked at. But it's a really well-designed enclosure. I'm thoroughly impressed. Anywho, good stuff. And Murph, thank you for gifting Ms. Yvette. I appreciate that. Let's continue on over here. There we go. Some kind of bird of prey up there. Not a captive animal. That's a wild making its living here at the zoo. Along with these. Just hanging out here with the hip. Lucky them. Super cool. Oh, and holy cow. An okapi. Right here. So close. Hey, okapi friend. So the okapi are famous for being 1920. Undescribed by for so long. The signal is struggling. Hang on a second. Here, we back? Okay, good. Let's see here. I'm just trying to get this wrangled so that we're not putting stress on the connection to the Wi-Fi router. There we go. That should be better. See our copy now? Yeah. Very, very cool. So cool. Check them out. Well, people who lived in this part of the world knew about okapi since forever. Yeah. But they were officially described by scientists, I think, sometime in the 1920s, 1910s, something like that. So, remarkable. Oh, There we go. I think we're back. There we go. I think we're back. Check out our okapi here. Just gorgeous. You're beautiful, you know that? Look at that long prehensile tongue, just like a giraffe. Just like their closest living relative. So giraffes and okapi, their branches split. I want to say it was 9 million years ago. And they've been evolving in different directions since then. But they evolved from the same ancestor, which is why they look so darn similar. So cool. Walking around back there. It's thought that the stripes on the hind legs like that are meant to help break up their silhouette in dense forest. So they're more difficult to spot and track. And Ghost Wolf, hopefully I answered your question before you even finished typing it out. There you go. Yeah. How cool is that? What a beautiful animal. We've seen okapi at a number of other zoos before, I streamed them at the museum in Sioux Falls, Iowa? Or South Dakota? I forget. Anyway, that was a really fun stream. Those okapis were not as active as these ones. Super neat. You seeing this, Jeff? Beautiful. I'm going to keep pointing. Alright, I don't know if you can see or hear me right now, but I can't see you, chat, so give me a second. It's rebooted. Some signal difficulties here. So, stay if you are watching. Check out these monkeys. You are beautiful. Hello? How are you doing? Come on, signal. Oh, and you can see. Excellent. Well, I'll see if I can do something about that signal. If I switch to high resiliency mode, that'll add a little bit of delay between the broadcast and chat. We shouldn't have as many signal dropouts. So I'm trying that to load right now. And it's being for a little bit. Some fellow primates here. Love the bright coloration. Discolored mammals you're going to find anywhere, because unlike most mammals, they have some degree of color vision. I've talked about this before, but during the age of the dinosaurs, mammals existed at that time. Mammals evolved around the same time the dinosaurs do. But during the entire Mesozoic era, from about, the Triassic through the end of the Cretaceous period, mammals are really small critters, kind of living in the underbrush, living in the shadow of the dinosaurs, living in burrows, mostly coming out at night. So as a result, being mostly nocturnal, mostly living underground in burrows, living in tree hollows and stuff like that, they lost their color vision. Their eyes became better adapted for night vision, for seeing in low light conditions. And so, anybody who's ever looked through night, you know that you can't really see color through that, And so mammals de-emphasize the cones in their eyes, the color perceptive cells, and emphasize the rods, the light sensitive cells. As a result, most mammals, even today, that from their ancestors, mammals have actually re-evolved proper color vision. Primates are some of the few. Be some of the most bright actually see in color. That probably for looking at fruits and picking out the choicest ripe ones that would have proffered a great survival advantage to them. So color vision. So anyway, you could say it's because of dinosaurs. It's being kind of an exception. All right, just a second here, and we're going to switch into high resiliency mode. So hang on. Okay, excellent. There we go. Beautiful. Well, holy cow, we've still got 921 people watching. For anybody who's just joining us, welcome to Paleontologizing. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. And we're here at the San Diego Zoo, dodging the dead spots where we don't get signal, but otherwise hanging out with cool critters like this. What sort of monkey are you with your beautiful golden tufts by your ears? Let's look at the signage over here. Lesser spot-nosed monkey? Could that be right? Or wolf's monkey? Looks more like a wolf's monkey. And there should be a pygmy hippopotamus in this closure as well, but I haven't seen it yet. Hello, hello. And Wicked Vitch, how are you doing? Hello, hello. Good to have you here. Excellent. Beautiful. Well, cross your fingers the signal holds. We're going to continue walking along this causeway and looking at some more of these critters here. Let's see who we can see. And let's continue on this way. This looks like a mandrill down here. We were talking about bright colors in primates, and how is that? A brightly colored mammal there. Look at the skin around the snout. Very cool. Awesome. Beautiful. Look at you. Look at Vitch says, I was at the San Diego Zoo yesterday. Just missed you? Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself. It is awesome being here. This is the first time I've been since I was a little kid. There's pictures of like a 2-year-old Danny pointing at the sea lions and stuff in a very concrete looking enclosure. I'm sure it looks much different nowadays. Andrew's there. Another one over there. Very cool. Let's keep going, see who else we can see. Let's figure out who these guys are. That looks to be Angolan colobus monkeys. Right there. Those long tufts of fur coming down over the tops of their arms. So cool. And they're so active. I'd love to see that, you know? And Gamer Girl says, Danny, I just wanted to thank you for your viewership and your kind words. I appreciate it. I love this mountains. It's so cool to watch primates like this. Unlike New World, hence I'll think of like capuchin monkeys or howler monkeys. The tails are more for balance. And it's so cool to watch them groom each other. Watch them socialize, watch them interact. I'm sure they've all got particular friends and frenemies and a little primate social order in there. But they all seem so happy and well adjusted. It's so cool to see. Yeah, and those long tails hang straight down. Exactly, Merch, yeah. Yeah, so you don't need a prehensile tail for climbing around and living in the trees. It might help. These guys get along just fine without them. So cool. It's so neat to look at primates like this and just see the almost similarities between us and them, you know? Little human-like hands. Facial expressions, the way they interact with each other. Pretty darn cool. Very, very cool. That is awesome. That isn't, I thought I saw somebody I recognized down there, but maybe not.
Hey, could I ask you a question?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, what kind of camera is that?
It's a little Sony action cam.
Huh. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking for like vlogging camera stuff. Is that a good one?
It's pretty okay. I don't know. It's good for what I do, but I had to like custom 3D print this. And
really?
there's other ones that you can find that are much easier to work with. I'll
Okay.
put it that way. But Sony Action Cam, if you find a newer one, the like white plastic ones, that'll probably be easier to work with.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
This guy right here. And they're all hanging out over here, grooming each other. Look, it's just hanging out there. His arms clinging to the side of the enclosure. And just getting bugs eaten off him. That's the life. And it's got to be a pretty good life. Don't have to worry about predators. Get plenty of food every day. Medical attention. Yeah. I love the grooming going on there. That's so funny. Oh, man. Diatoms, Texas. Is that the person you thought you recognized perched on the sticks? No. There's somebody down on the forest floor below. Anyway, Diatoms Attack, it's great to see you. Good running into you this weekend. Glad I finally got to meet you in person. Anyway, yeah. Very cool. It's so cool to see members of our own clade primata here, fellow primates here in the enclosure. Seems like they've got things figured out. Sitting around. He's eating food. Well, they don't have to worry about paying bills. Going and working in a cubicle all day. They're the ones who've got things figured out. Check them out. Very cool. Really, really vibrant pink.
I debated having that. I debated having that.
Filter feeding birds. Oh, flamingos are so cool. I'm trying to remember who they're related to in particular. I want to say they're related to like pelicaniformes, pelicans and hammercops and shoebill and stuff. But I could very well be wrong about that. Somebody look that up? What are pelicans most closely related to? Or excuse me, flamingos. What are flamingos most closely related to? Super cool. Gotta love flamingos. That long, sinuous neck. Look at how flexible that neck is. Makes me wonder how many vertebrae they've got in there. And how big the cartilaginous discs are in between each vertebral centrum. But they can extend it way down like that into the water. Or they can practically tie it into a pretzel on top of their back. Such flexible necks. And grebes are the flamingo's closest relatives. That is really interesting. Mirandornithes. I did not know that. Thanks for pulling that up. That is super cool. Most closely related to grebes. That is wild. Very, very cool. So we're right here near the front entrance again, and I'm tempted to go see the Galapagos tortoises like I saw earlier today. They have 19 cervical vertebrae in their necks. Thank you, Latigo Smith. I appreciate that. Thanks for looking that up. And they are avian extremophiles. They are indeed tonerbellian. They can live at extremely high altitudes, like up in the Andes Mountains of Chile. You've got the Chilean flamingos. They can live in environments that are, you know, really high in like arsenic and other hazardous materials like that. It's pretty cool how they're able to survive in such an inhospitable place, you know? I'm not sure what kind of flamingos these are. Greater, lesser flamingos, African or South American. They are American.
In the Caribbean and the Galapagos. Well, well, well. Yeah. Salty inland lakes. One of their favorite places.
Yeah, so they can live in environments that are too salty for other critters. A lot of them feed primarily on brine shrimp, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and brine shrimp thrive in very, very salty environments, like the Great Salt Lake of Utah. Lots and lots of brine shrimp there. Makes me wonder if flamingos would ever get loose in the Great Salt Lake Basin, if they would thrive. It's a wild thought. But I bet you they'd do okay, although it does get pretty cold there. Huh. That would probably be their limiting factor. And Ice Island says, I turn orange if I eat too many carrots, so I can realize. Yeah, famously, flamingos are not born pink. They get that from their
food. Look at this one walking gracefully along like that with the neck extended. They just have such ridiculous proportions. I love them so much. Their beak is so much thicker than this, you know, diameter of their neck. It's wild. That is so cool.
And Diatoms attacks says all flamingos are white. The color comes from their food. Yeah, from carotenoids, I think, in their food, which are chemically just a red color like that. Turns them reddish. I love how vibrant these particular flamingos are as well. I know a long time ago in zoos, flamingos were fed food coloring in order to bring out that, you know, to make them pink like this. I wonder if that's still standard procedure,
or if they've actually been able to culture,
you know, red-colored brine shrimp in order to make them kind of naturally pink. I wonder if it makes a difference, you know. And Tone Rebellion's got a great question. Thank you, Claire Bear, for reposting it. Tone Rebellion wants to know, do you think that filter-feeding pterosaurs like Pterodostro might have had that same pink hue, or if that's just an artist's impression? That's a great question. I don't know. It depends whether or not they would have had that kind of, you know, if their prey had those carotenoids in it.
Oh, you see this one kind of dancing in the water? That's a natural behavior that they do. Kind of pick up the sediment at the bottom, disturb their prey so that they can scoop it up with their mouths. That's really cool.
Yeah. If anybody's not heard of Pterodostro, you should look it up. It is a really, really neat animal. It says pterosaur, flying reptile, pterodactyl, as members of the public call it. This long bill that's downturned like that. So it's got a beak that goes whoop, and it's got these bristles sticking up from the bottom jaw. And we think that they were filter feeders, a lot like flamingos. Almost like an upside-down flamingo, though. Flamingo's bill curves down like this. Pterodostro's bill was super long and curved up, like down and up. And in a lot of reconstructions, they are shown to be pink. So different artists, when they're trying to show what that animal may have looked like in life, they make them pink. Like a flamingo. We don't know if they were, but it would make sense. I love little, you know, flourishes like that in paleo art that are based on real science, you know? And someone was asking, do they smell at all, Farmer Link? Not really. Yeah. I don't think they smell particularly pungent or anything. A lot of birds do kind of have a smell to them. I wasn't picking that up from the flamingos. Here, before I meet back up with SciAnts Streams and Laurdee and yogurtgarol, let's see if we can spot the Galapagos tortoises again.
because I saw them earlier and it was pretty awesome. And I'd love to introduce you. Some of them are coming right up to the fence, right up to the gate. And yeah, let's see if we can spot them again. They're on the other side of the reptile house. Go.
Oh my God!
And 4:15 already. Wow, time flies. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to walk through the reptile house. We'll see if we get signal in there because there's a few different lepidosaurs in particular I'd love to show you. A few different squamates. Cross your fingers that the signal holds in here. Around the side over here. There we go. Big old constrictor snake over here. Check this out. This is... Who is this? Looks like either a boa or a python. Probably a boa. Yeah, signal's holding. This is great. Do we know in particular who this is? Indian rock python. Well, well, well. Very cool. We'll get a better view on this side. These are constrictor snakes, non-venomous. I know it's super obvious, but somebody in chat might not want, so I want to point that out. And again, I'm thoroughly impressed by how active all the reptiles are here. I've never seen this in a zoo before. Everybody's moving around, everybody seems happy. Hardly anybody seems lethargic or depressed. But this is, Everybody's just exploring their enclosures and checking things out. It's great. This is wonderful. Catalina Island rattlesnake right here. Look, a rattlesnake without a rattle. Came through here earlier, and there was a guy who came up behind us, and he said, I originally thought these were from Catalina Island off the coast of California. That's the wrong Catalina Island, apparently. These are actually from the Sea of Cortez. You've got California, and then you've got Baja California on that side, part of Mexico. And you've got that little inland sea right there, the Sea of Cortez. And these are from an island in the Sea of Cortez. No rattle. I guess they don't need it. I've heard it proposed before that rattles first evolved on rattlesnakes in order to keep them from getting trampled by bovids and other large ungulates. Cows, bison, big hoofed mammals like that. So on a little island that doesn't have any big hoofed mammals, they wouldn't need rattles in order to warn heavy-footed mammals away from them. So these guys must have just lost it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, pretty neat. And do they normally have rattles? If not, why is it classified as a rattlesnake? Well, it's a kind of... Hey, QC, Queen Chortles, how you doing? So rattlesnakes are a family of snakes. They all evolved from a common ancestor. And so this one no longer has a rattle. They've evolved away from that. They've lost that. Just in not needing it anymore. You have that happen a lot. You get specialized structures that different organisms evolve, and then if for whatever reason they don't need them anymore, they lose them. In the same way that whales lost their hind legs. They evolved from ancestors that lived on land. That's why they still have, pelvic girdles. That's why occasionally there'll be a mutant whale that's born that's still got spindly little hind legs. But yeah, throughout evolution, if you don't use a structure for long enough, then there could be mutations that occur that downsize it, and those genes can spread throughout the population because they're not a detriment, and eventually you lose that structure entirely. That's what's happened with the rattle on this rattlesnake here.
Okay, so this one
And the Catalina Island rattlesnake. Very cool.
And Where Ducky says, so we know they're a rattlesnake entirely from DNA, or are there other reasons? Well, their DNA and their morphology. I mean, just look at it. It's a rattlesnake. Yeah. So it's got the same skeletal morphology, the same kind of scales. Basically, its entire anatomy is 100% rattlesnake. It just doesn't have the rattle anymore. Yeah. Pretty neat, right? Very cool. You can tell by the way it is. There you go, Claire. And really, whales have feet and legs? I didn't know that. Absolutely, Gamer Girl. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. Back in the office, I can show you some fossils. But yeah, we have lots and lots of fossils of whales with hind limbs from early on in whale evolution. Whales evolved from an animal that looked kind of like a cross between like a wolf and a hippo, you know? Whales are hoofed mammals. They're part of Artiodactyla. They're super cool. Super cool. Oh, here's our blue tree monitor right here. Hello, hello. I love monitor lizards. They are so cool. So monitor lizards like this are very closely related to mosasaurs. The mosasaurs are those big, marine lizards that lived during the Cretaceous period. It's kind of debated whether or not mosasaurs are actually a kind of varanid, so like a member of this family, or this group, or if they split off a little bit before this group evolved. But yeah, pretty cool. Just draped over the branch, yeah. I bet some people in chat right now watching have adopted a similar pose. Maybe they were posed like that this whole stream. Yeah, just doing some relaxing. Especially if you were here at TwitchCon this weekend. You're probably just as tired as I am. I feel like doing that right now. But we're streaming here. I'm having too good a time to do that, Curly. Yeah. Very cool. And yeah, we had a question too about the rattlesnake. Somebody in chat was like, how does it feel being so close to a deadly animal like this? I don't know. I actually really like rattlesnakes a lot. They don't bother me. I've handled some rattlesnakes, not like a snake handling religious kind of way, but like when I'm out in the field digging up dinosaurs, out in the deserts of Wyoming or Utah or Montana, you encounter rattlesnakes sometimes. And yeah, last summer there were 3 of them that I had to pick up and move out of camp, put them a safe distance away from everybody. And yeah, that's why I always keep a snake stick in my car. Like a golf club, except instead of the club part at the end, it's just got a metal hook. And so you just hook the hook under the snake, you pick her up, and you can hold her at a safe distance away from your body, and maybe put her into a little container, drive her down the road, and let her go in a safe spot. So I've done that many a time with different rattlesnakes. One time in the Hell Creek Formation, I woke up in the middle of the night. Well, actually, it was really early in the morning, super cold morning. And I felt something weird on my chest. I'm like half asleep. And so like it feels like a plastic snake on my chest. So kind of half asleep, I like turn over and kind of flick it off. And I'm waking up and I get a light and like, no, shoot, that is a rattlesnake. I woke up with a rattlesnake on my chest. It crawled through a hole in my tent. And she was just trying to get warm, Didn't want to hurt me or anything. So I kind of flopped her into a laundry bag and, yeah, cinched it up, got in my car, drove down the road a little bit and let her go. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Anyway, rattlesnakes are beautiful animals, and they don't get nearly enough respect in my view. They are super cool. Anyhow, let's continue on. Let's see. We've got a Mexican beaded lizard back there. You can see his back half, related to the Gila monster. One of the very few truly venomous lizards, apart from snakes, obviously. And let's see. There's a huge monitor lizard along one of these corners. Let's see if we can spot him. Over here. Ooh, check out our snouted cobra here. Beautiful.
I always forget how big cobras are until I see them in a spot like this, you know? Until I see them up close. Super cool. Cobras are so neat. They are big, big, big. I think the largest venomous snake in the world is a king cobra. And this has got to be the biggest rattlesnake I've ever seen. Right up here against the glass, we've got an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Check her out. Oh yeah, she is gorgeous. Yeah. Very cool. And she's so active too. I've never seen so many reptiles in a reptile house so active. And it just really makes me smile. Yeah. Look at you. Yeah. She knows you like her and wants pets, says Doki Doki Baka. Well, this is a venomous, venomous snake. Wouldn't be in my best interest to try and pet this beautiful girl. I don't think she'd like that anyway. You are beautiful. Pretty awesome. And just look how big around she is. Here's my hand for scale. Just... yeah. That tongue flick in and out, smelling the air there. So, if memory serves, the way that works is they're picking up scent particles from the air with their tongue and then running it past the Jacobson's organ, which is used for smelling. So they're basically like nabbing the all those bits of scent there.
And that too. Any of those big.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Oh man.
Fantastic.
It doesn't live with the rattle.
Yeah, so I was looking at this snake earlier. One little detail I want to share with you. Look at the scales right there. And how it's not like you just have different color scales that abut one another. They actually, the colors grade into each other. So you've got those dark brown, you've got the kind of salt and pepper lighter brown, and you've got the kind of ivory white. Some of them are half and half, like that scale right there. Some of them are like a nice gradient. It's just really cool how that works. And you watch as she moves her head around. See those muscles flex underneath, and the way those scales kind of bunch together and then spread apart. Just so cool. There's really nothing cooler than animal anatomy, in my opinion. Just amazing. Yeah. Very, very cool. Wow. And there's that rattle there. It was actually a myth that you can tell how old a snake is just by the number of segments on the rattle. I think they grow a new one every time they shed their skin, but then they can also fall off too, so it's not a reliable indicator of age. Very cool. So again, as we're talking about the history of life on Earth, we're talking about animal evolution. Not everybody in chat might be aware of the fact that snakes are, strictly speaking, a kind of lizard. They're part of Squamata. So snakes evolved from earlier lizard ancestors that had legs. And we actually have lots of fossils of earlier snakes from the Cretaceous period that still have remnant hind limbs on them. And I think we have at least one or two species where they've still got
remnant front limbs as well. There was a time when snakes had legs. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, you can still see remnants of those hind limbs in critters like, I think, the green anaconda. The males have those little claspers that are remnants of, like, the pelvic girdle, remnants of their hind limbs. Super cool. Yeah. Awesome. And she is such an active snake in the airspace. It's amazing. I've never seen, reptiles so active in a reptile house like this, I think that's a sign that they're very well taken care of, which makes me really happy. We got some turtles swimming around in here. Lovely. Yeah. And who are you? I'm not sure what kind of turtles these are. Check that out. You can see the plastron underneath, the flat chest plate, and then the carapace on top. Turtles are near and dear to my heart because they make wonderful fossil animals. Every time you find a fragment of a turtle in the Hell Creek or the Judith River Formation or the Morrison or the Almond Formation, you've got an opportunity to be able to tell what genus and species is just based on fragments of the shell. Highly, highly diagnostic. The shell is like the fastest evolving part of the turtle, and you can find just a fragment sometimes and know exactly what genus and species you're looking at. So turtles are super, super helpful. I know dinosaurs get a lot of attention as fossil animals, but sometimes when you're doing science, the less glamorous critters like turtles can be even more important. Because if you're working in a rock layer and you don't know how old it is, you can use turtle fragments as a clue. If you know your turtles well enough, just a little fragment can tell you the genus and species and thus, the age of the rocks that you're looking at. So you can use the turtle shell to actually date the rocks. It's pretty neat. An American box turtle might be Miss Caprical, I'm not sure. Love to see turtles swimming around. It's so much fun. They're so cool. Such successful animals. And one last thing about turtles. At the end of the Cretaceous period, when that asteroid hit, wiped out the dinosaurs and like 70% of other life on Earth, turtles are a group that were practically unaffected. They just cruised right on through that. It's only about 20% of turtle species died out, whereas it was about 90% of mammal species died out during that, and 100% of the non-bird dinosaurs. But turtles just kept on going almost like nothing happened. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Love turtles. Let's go see if we can see that gigantic monitor lizard, and we'll see if we can catch the Galapagos tortoises as well. Turtles just haven't figured out, it seems, is isolated. Yeah, well, unfortunately, they don't do so hot with us around. People have been very unkind to turtles in a lot of different ways. Here's where our gigantic monitor lizard was earlier, and there he is, right there up against the glass. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Having a nice little nap there? Wow. The back rise and fall as she breathes. She is gorgeous. So this is a graze monitor. They live in forests in the Philippines. And I've read that these guys primarily eat fruit, which is kind of amazing to me. A graze monitor. Look at those claws right there. Check that out. Now, I was telling Ios and Laurdee earlier that monitor lizards, they're so cool. I love them so much. These are supremely adaptable animals. Like their body plan is extremely versatile. So you've got monitor lizards that mostly live up in the trees, just eating other critters up in the trees. You have some that primarily eat fruit, some that live on the ground, some that spend a ton of time in the water, some that are adapted for eating large mammals. You've got critters like the Komodo dragon that does that. They're so cool. Yeah. Just amazing. So he was perched up there earlier, and it's pretty cool to see. Yeah. Very cool monitor lizard. We've got a leucistic cobra over here. So this is not like normal coloration you would see in the wild. This is like the opposite of camouflage. So a young cobra like this would probably not survive in the wild. But here in the zoo, they do just fine. Check that out. Very cool. Yeah. Just so active. I love seeing that. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So I think a lot of people are under the impression that snakes are just all neck or all tail or something like that, and that's not at all how it works. They do have cervical, dorsal, and caudal vertebrae. Some of them even have remnants of hips inside, like your green anaconda, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So the vertebrae are fairly uniform, but I think there are subtle differences between the neck, like the the torso of the animal, and then the tail. So cool. And when did cobras lose their legs? Like 10 million years ago? Longer ago than that, Nomara. I think about 40 or 50 million years ago. They were already starting to lose their legs. So all snakes evolved from a common ancestor, which was a kind of lizard that lost their legs. I want to say it's close to it's probably old. It might be like 90 million years ago during the Cretaceous. But there's one you can look up. The genus name is Najash, Najash. And you can read more about it if you'd like. Very cool. You are gorgeous. So pay close attention to the eyes of the snake here, or cobra. See if you can catch her blinking. You can't, because they can't blink. They don't have movable eyelids. They just have kind of a clear, transparent scale over their eyes. It helps protect it from being abraded. And they also don't have external ears, too. You will never see an ear hole on a snake. Because they don't have, like, an external ear opening. Most snakes, I think, pick up vibrations through their jawbone and through their body. They pick up vibrations on the ground. That's how they hear. And some of them can have pretty sensitive hearing, if that's what you call it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is a leucistic cobra. So in the wild, leucistic and albino snakes usually die young. But this one here can lead a very long, happy life at the zoo, which is awesome. Man, is she striking. Just beautiful. We'll see her later. Very cool. And a Timor python right here. Doing what pythons love to do, just sitting and breathing. Resting. It's hard to tell whether or not a snake is actually sleeping, I guess, because again, they don't have movable eyelids. So they always look like they're awake to a certain extent. I love the coloration on this woma up here. It's an Australian python. And just, I love that nice gentle gradient from from dark to light, dark brown to light tan. This looks airbrushed. Just, I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. Aruba Island rattlesnake. Hanging out the same spot I saw him earlier. They inhabit the tiny island of Aruba. Grazing goats and donkeys, introduced boa constrictors, and urbanization threaten the survival of this species. The San Diego Zoo works closely with other members of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums to manage the population of the snake in zoos and to contribute to its conservation in the wild. Very cool. Very neat. Got some shingleback skinks right here too. Check them out. It's so cool that their tail looks so much like their head. That's not a coincidence. That's a special adaptation that they have to make it more difficult for predators to eat them. Check out this. It almost reminds me of gar scales. Really, really tough scales on these guys. Awesome. This is again a shingleback skink, Tiliqua rugosa. They're from southern Australia. Very cool. They're in pretty much the same exact spot I saw them this morning. Not super active. Got a West African gaboon viper right there. See those little horns on the nose? And look at those eyes. Sorry the inside of the glass is a little dirty, but hopefully you can see those beautiful pupils right there. Gorgeous snake there too. Somebody else in here. Not sure who that is. Looks like a crotalid, like a pit viper, like a rattler or something. I don't see a rattle. Who are you? Yeah. Very cool. I've got some spider tortoises that are all just hanging out under there. They were cruising down earlier. They seem to have tired themselves out. Very cool. Nice. Awesome. Well, let's go and see if we can catch those Galapagos tortoises. If we're really lucky, we might be able to spot them. So let's go do that. If anybody's just joining us, welcome to Paleontologizing. I'm really glad you're here. My name is Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. And we're seeing some dinosaurs here at the zoo. Birds. And we're also seeing some critters that are very much not dinosaurs, like this lovely monitor lizard. Anyway, yeah, we're on our way back from TwitchCon in San Diego. So we're here at the San Diego Zoo. First time here since I was like 2 years old, and I am thoroughly impressed. What an amazing place. I love it here. This is so cool. Alright, let's see if we can catch some other sauropsids here, some other reptiles. I was coming through earlier, the Galapagos tortoises were so active. They were just, oh man, they were going nuts. Let's see if we can see them. Hopefully they are still out and about. Alright, approaching the Galapagos tortoises here. There we are. I see people watching them. That's a good sign. Okay, here's some of our female Galapagos tortoises. Over there. And we've got some males over here too. Very cool.
Do you see the tortoise?
Beautiful.
Do you see the big old tortoise? No, look at this one. There's another one. Doing the thing. Thank you.
Just careful, we might bite.
Thanks. Just what? I forgot. Mama, look at two of them over there.
Okay, so what was it I told you? The rhyme?
Yeah, they were just walking around all over the place earlier. It was so cool. Came right up to the edge of the enclosure.
Hey, Jack. Right on yellow.
There's a coral snake and
Oh, look at him climbing. Oh.
So, looks so much alike.
But that's the head.
Oh, he's just climbing on top. I don't think so, because his head is going that way. He's kind of backwards.
Got one trying to climb over the other one right here. These are both males. That's pretty funny. You know? So we've got at least 2 species in here, and there's the other one. And you look at how the carapace, it's almost got that saddleback to it, I think. Yeah, here we go. I love that they've got these right here that you can see. It's cast in bronze. These are Cerro Azul tortoises. And that has got to be the saddlebacked one over here. Pinta Island tortoise. Right there. So what's really cool is that the carapace, so a turtle's shell has got 2 main parts. Got the carapace over the top, you've got the plastron, the chest plate underneath, that's usually much flatter. And so with some of these guys, at the front, this is the back of the shell, back of the carapace, this is the front of the carapace. Some of them looks more like that, where it's just kind of rounded off on the front. They're classic like turtle shell, like in the Mario games, you know. Some of them though have got this like high peak to the front part of the carapace. Call that like a saddleback. Both of those, you know, different carapace shapes evolved from like a, you know, one that probably looked more like that. Just more rounded overall. Classic, you know, turtle-y carapace. This is a special adaptation, though, for the Galapagos tortoises that ended up on drier islands. So there's less ground cover plants, you know, just less ground cover in general, fewer low-growing plants. These guys would have to crane their necks up higher in order to be able to feed. So over time, they evolved this kind of saddleback to the front of their carapace like that, so they could stick their neck up higher in order to be able to feed higher. It's a classic example of natural selection. Just, yeah, a few were born with a mutation that makes the front of the shell just a little bit taller, and then they did even better. They could eat even better, they could reproduce more, their genes spread throughout the population. That mutation becomes more and more common as they reproduce more than their counterparts with the front of the shell that's lower. And then eventually they become so morphologically distinct that you can call them different species. Classic example of kind of like divergence between different islands. You know, morphological evolution. Pretty cool. And they don't show the underside of male and female shells. They do over here. I can show you that too. Very cool stuff. There we go. The plastrons are over here. Crimson Carnotaur says the ones that can stretch up for higher plants low-key look like brachiosaurs. They do. I agree. Here we go. So, carapace, plastron, carapace, plastron, male, female. So the plastron, you're looking at the ventral side. So pretend you're under the tortoise and the legs are wiggling up like that. The males have got a different shape than the females do. Yeah, the concave underside of a male Galapagos tortoiseshell shell allows him to fit securely on top of the female during mating. So see how this is concave right here? Not like that. So that he can fit on top. Female doesn't have that. It's much more convex. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So we call that sexual dimorphism, when you've got different morphologies between male and female. A lot of animals have this, but not everybody. You know, some critters are notoriously difficult to tell male from female. Non-avian dinosaurs are a good example. We've never been able to figure that out just from skeletal remains. Outside of actually cutting the bones open and looking for medullary tissue inside, just by the shapes of the bones and different structures like that, we've never been able to tell male from female. Grand Cayman iguana in here. I wonder if we'll be able to spot them. There we go, right on top of that rock. He's marching around. Look at that iguana. Looks pretty happy. Oh, that is awesome. Very cool. Let's keep it moving over here. See what else we can see.
Is there an inside? Yeah, I don't think there is for these ones.
Jamaican iguana. Look at that beautiful sagittal set of spikes there. Sagittal crest, all blue. Can we spot the Jamaican iguana? Not seeing them. Iguanas are so cool, though. One of my favorite animals when I was a kid. And let's see who else we can see through here. Brown tortoise over here. Very cool. He's hanging out in the water. Lovely. And not sure if that heron is supposed to be in that enclosure.
Oh, there's the big turtle. Yeah.
Check that out when it gets a little less crowded. Didn't realize we had gharial here. Oh, this is magical. Check that out. This is one of the rarest species of crocodilian. Highly endangered. They are fish-eating specialists, and these are one of the guys that I'm working on for an upcoming paper. Comparing them to spinosaurids. They're long, thin jaws like that. Just gorgeous. It's cool to see them up on land, too. These are the most aquatic of the crocodilian species. We spend the most time in the water. Out of all our living crocodilians. Look at those long, thin jaws. Just beautiful. No males? I'm not sure. I don't see anybody with the big gara on the front. So the males have got this big protuberance on the end of the snout called a gara. I think it might be Hindi for... I know it means mud pot. I want to say the language is Hindi. But males develop that late in ontogeny, so like when they're nearing their adult size, they'll develop that big lump on the end of the snout. None of these have that. So these are either all females or they're all immature. I'm not sure. But they are very, very cool. It is wonderful to see them. I've only ever seen live gharial once in my life before. At the Honolulu Zoo. And now I'm looking at him here in the San Diego Zoo. So cool. Very, very cool. Just magical. So cool. I didn't know we'd get to see gharial today.
do indeed have a bunch of turtles in this enclosure, I guess. And some fishes swimming around down there too. Yeah, everybody's just chilling. I would love to see them during feeding time. If we come back next year, I can organize that. Gharial are supremely cool animals, and in desperate need of our help. Check them out. It's like they're straight out of the Cretaceous. Yeah. So cool.
You know.
We got a huge turtle swimming around down there too. Snake-neck turtle? What's he called? I forget. Beautiful.
I know the exact sounds, but like I didn't track out of one of the first 2 years.
That might be kind of trionychid, soft-shell turtle. So, you find tons of fossils of them all throughout the Cretaceous of North America. Super common, they're really distinct shell types. So. Turtle over here coming up for some air. It's so cool. When the big trionychid came up, you could actually hear that inhalation, that sucking noise, bringing in all that air. She come back up? Again, oh, it's so cool. Okay, this is my favorite place at the zoo so far. Back to the gharial here. It's talking about how these are the most aquatic of all the crocodilians. They spend the most time in the water. You can see that on their hind limbs. Like, they almost look kind of paddle-like. Do you see those projections coming off of their back legs like that? And they give them more surface area. Yeah, propelling themselves through the water. They mostly use their tails for propulsion. Very, very cool. That is so cool. So cool. Gorgeous. Oh, this is neat. I love that they tie it back to Earth's past as well. Jurassic croc. This fossil replica represents an ancient crocodilian that lived during the early Jurassic. Not actually a crocodilian per se, but it would be a crocodiliform or a crocodilomorph. But anyway, I'm not going to split hairs here. Body structure of crocodilians has not changed much in the past 190 million years. And that's kind of true for some of these guys. If you've got this kind of lifestyle, then yeah, your body morphology hasn't changed that much. But man, have crocs done a lot of wild and wacky things outside of that lifestyle. There's some crocs that developed into, totally marine predators. So they basically, their limbs turned into flippers over time. They evolved a fishy fluke at the end of their tail, and they probably gave birth to live young. That's pretty wild. Those are some major changes. There are crocs that developed into terrestrial cursorial predators, so they're just running around on land doing their thing. Some even had, like, semi-upright limbs for that. They would have eaten small horses and stuff. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, when mammals start to get big, crocs got big, and they developed these hoof-like claws on their feet for fast running. Shoot, if you had a major mass extinction and, like, birds and bats went extinct, you'd probably have flying crocodiles within 20 million years. At least that's what my undergrad advisor used to say. So, a lot of people think of crocs as being, like, very conservative evolutionarily. And a lot of them, they've maintained the same basic body shape for a long, long time. But when they decide to move out of that, not decide to, but when natural selection pressures them in other directions, they can do really cool and weird things. Anyway, this is really lovely, this gharial skeleton. I am loving this. This is beautiful. And you can see the osteoderms here. I love that they have those in place. So the scutes that they have along their back are called osteoderms. The name means, like, bone skin. These are basically bones, part of the skeleton that's embedded within the skin. It's not attached to the rest of the skeleton. You see, it's not attached to the rib cage, but it's just kind of floating there. Embedded within the flesh, embedded within the skin. The plates of stegosaurs are the same. They're osteoderms. Same with the osteoderms, the bony scutes, armor plates of ankylosaurs, the armored dinosaurs. Let's see, it's almost like chainmail, or I don't know. Chainmail is probably not a great example because those are like interlocking bits of chain. With this, it's like bony plates they form a flexible kind of armor like this. Pretty neat, right? What holds them in place? Well, let's go see. It's the skin and flesh right there. That's what you're looking at. Oh, some commotion going on down there. Somebody's digging around. A big old tri-necked trying to burrow into the sand. But yeah, there's the osteoderms. They're just embedded in the skin right there. Very, very cool. So some of the scales are skin, and some of them actually have bone inside as well. It's kind of the way to think about it. I wonder if osteoderms are as heavy as chainmail. I think osteoderms are lighter weight than chainmail. Chainmail's metal, But man, I could stay here all day and hang out with the gharial. This is magical. This is so cool. And look at how long and thin those jaws are. So gharial feed almost entirely on fish. They're not really a danger to people, and they wouldn't really be able to eat you if they tried. Their jaws are evolved for kind of slicing through the water. They're low profile like that, just be able to cut through the water at really tremendous speed. They'll either swipe laterally at fishes or sometimes straight up. But that really, thin profile helps them sweep through the water incredibly quickly, light and fast, to seize their fishy prey. It's one of the reasons why they're sometimes called fish-eating crocodiles. So that's what they do. Is it dino looking? Yeah, the heron just took off. Oh man, get out of here. I would love to see them at feeding time. I have to try and figure that out for next year. Yeah. Eyes are closed right now. Let's see if the eyes open back up. They are so cool. Yeah, eyes open again. But, over the past 200 million years, you've had crocodiles keep evolving these long, thin jaws like this. There's multiple lineages. There's multiple lineages that do this. There's the gharial, and there's the false gharial, genus Tomistoma. I think independently evolved those long, thin jaws. You've had other lineages of crocodiles that did this too back in the Cretaceous.
Thoracosaurus is a good example of that. And, yeah, Orinoco crocodile is kind of doing the same thing to a certain extent, developing these really long, thin jaws. Yeah. Oh, turtle coming up behind them there. Let's see if they interact at all. Let's go for that.
Oh, that's what they're using.
Very cool. Oh, I could stay here all day. Are these mainly a river crocodile? Yes, Pete rebooting. So that's actually one of the reasons why they're not doing very well in the wild. Is that gharial like this are they mostly live in river systems in India and Nepal. I think they used to live in Bangladesh as well. I'm not sure if they still do. But they need flowing water with fishes in it in order to be able to eat. And they need sandy riverbanks to lay their eggs in. In a lot of these areas, those sandy riverbanks have been destroyed by development. They've been polluted. There's sand mining in some of these spots, so companies will come in and just dig up all the sand. And these guys don't have any place to lay their eggs anymore. So there's a number of different different human-caused factors that are really persecuting these beautiful animals.
Another big old turtle coming on over here too.
So cool. Reminds me of the Ganges River dolphin. So gharials also live in the Ganges River, and the Ganges River dolphin is persecuted by a lot of those same, human-caused things. Pollution in the river, getting caught in nets, sometimes being intentionally killed by fishermen. And like the gharial, the Ganges River dolphin also has got these long, thin, toothy jaws like that.
So they've converged on a similar morphology. They've independently evolved the same kind of structure for the same kind of purpose. Yeah. Very cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Carnotaurus. Oh, the one you're thinking of is the Yangtze River dolphin. It's recently found to be extinct. It's the Three Gorges Dam that probably finally did them in. But yeah, something like in the 80s or 90s. I think 90s or early 2000s actually. The Yangtze River dolphin. The last of them were wiped out.
Oh wow.
A lot of critters that live exclusively in rivers like that are not doing so hot because of us, because of people. The Ganges River dolphin is not doing well, Eric. No. Good to see you again, by the way, Eric. Great to run into you at TwitchCon.
She can see right.
But yeah.
It's not, no, because the sun is really bad right here.
The interesting thing is that the Amazon River dolphin, also known as the Buto, if I remember correctly, not related to the Ganges River dolphin or the Yangtze River dolphin. They evolved completely separately on the other side of the planet. You had independent groups of dolphins that must have swum upstream and become fully marine over tens of millions. Or no, become fully freshwater, excuse me. Yeah, anyway, the gharial, they're so cool. Oh, man. I could spend all day here. And I'm tempted to, but we're going to keep going. Man, do I love gharial. They are... and my heart's going right now. So cool seeing them. Oh, Boto. Thank you, Nobarum. Yeah. That's the name of the Amazon River dolphin. Boto. Oh, and there's our iguana over there. Is this our Jamaican land iguana, like we were talking about? Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah. Awesome. I love iguanas. Very cool. Alright, let's see who's over here. Turtles. Turtles. Well. This is a side-necked turtle? Yeah, Roti Island snake-necked turtle. Check out that long neck. He's going toward those fishes with almost looked like hungry intent. Check out the neck on that turtle. So cool. Is he trying to get the fishes? Almost looks like it. He seems to be pursuing them. Very cool. Turtles are such cool animals. They're just very good at what they do. A lot like crocodiles. You see those long claws too. People don't recognize how long the claws are on turtles. When you think of a turtle, you don't think, oh, it's an animal with long claws. But a lot of these freshwater turtles, the claws are pretty serious. You can use them for defense, they can use them for digging, they can use them for clambering up onto logs and stuff. Very cool. And turtle claws are very morphologically distinct, very flattened from side to side. If you find a fossil of one, you usually know what you've got. Another long snaky neck on this turtle here. Look at those long claws, even longer than on the other guy. Look at those. So if anybody knows of the dinosaur Therizinosaurus, is anybody in chat familiar with Therizinosaurus? Kind of the flagship Therizinosaur? So Therizinosaurus, when it was first described, it was given the species name Cheloniformis. So the name Therizinosaurus means scythe lizard. Scythe like a scythe that you'd use for harvesting crops in the olden days. And yeah, turtle form. It was thought to be a giant aquatic turtle because the claws were so long and so thin, so like narrow from side to side. They were thought to be very, very similar to a turtle. It was kind of assumed like, oh, just find the claws. This is a giant freshwater turtle. These crazy claws. And it turned out to be something even weirder. It turned out to be a giant herbivorous theropod dinosaur with ridiculously long Freddy Krueger claws. But anyway, it was originally thought to be a turtle when they only had the claws. Pretty neat. Yeah. Oh, you are awesome. I like you. You like us too? Yeah. I'm looking into your soul, chat. Look at that little pig nose on the front. Look at your little pig nose. I love snake-necked turtles. They are so funny.
They're so funny. Look at you. Yeah. Oh, and somebody say they have teeth, so you can't see the teeth right now. I don't know if these guys even have teeth, but that's just some you know, like markings on the snout, pigmentation right there. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, hello. So turtles like this, like we were talking about earlier, are pretty close to archosaurs. Archosaurs is the group of reptiles that includes crocs, dinosaurs, and birds. Turtles are like just outside of Archosauria, so they're the archosaurs' closest living relatives. And today, they seem to form a clade called Archelosauria. So that's archosaurs plus turtles are Archelosauria. Somebody pull up the Wikipedia link to that, maybe, in case you want to know more. Yeah, very cool. And these guys in particular are Parker's snake-necked turtle. Thank you for being so entertaining. We appreciate you. Yeah. You have a wonderful day, okay? Yeah. I love it when you go to the zoo and the animals are almost as excited to see you as you are to see them, or even more so. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. Just gorgeous. Yeah. Pretty soon we're going to see if we can join up with SciAnts Streams again. Oh, turtles live on every continent except Antarctica. That didn't used to be the case. Well, it's when turtles first evolved, they didn't live on every continent, but they did used to live in Antarctica too, so that didn't used to be the case in that sense. Turtles used to live on every continent, including Antarctica, as far as I know. I think we've got turtle fossils from the Cretaceous of Antarctica. Yeah, very cool. And more Laurdee Island snake-necked turtles. Just can't get enough of them. They're so cool. Gotta love them. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Here, let me text Laurdee real quick. And yeah. Let's go see if we can meet up with them before we end the stream. Oh, we've got a Chinese alligator in a box right there. Oh, I like. There's a nice hiding spot. Chinese alligator, Alligator sinensis. Lower Yangtze River and neighboring swamps. A few small populations survive in agricultural wetlands, but most Chinese alligators now live only in breeding centers. Look at how short the snout is. That's what we call a brachyrostron condition. Short snout like that. So these guys are going to be more generalist predators than like your gharial. Just kind of eating whatever they can catch. Some fish, some small mammals, probably some birds, snails, crabs, whatever. Very cool. Smallest alligator in the world? Yeah, Beast King. Right inside that box. Batteries not included. Very cool. And they're neotnic animals, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure how Mahakala. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. They do seem to almost have like a juvenile condition like that, with that short snout, but yeah, they almost look like babies. But I'm pretty sure this guy's full grown. Or close to it, at least. And we've got this lovely cardboard cycad right here. I also wanted to point this out. This is, I think, Zamia furfuracea, if I remember correctly. Or maybe Zamia integrifolia. But the lovely cardboard cycad. These fronds are very new, so they're still pretty flexible. but later on, they get really waxy and stiff like this. So mature fronds and new fronds with these leaflets here. Very cool. Anyway, really cool plant. Gotta love SciAnts. And let's see if I'm still waiting on Laurdee to respond. Yeah, she said they were over by the polar bears last. Maybe I can pull up SciAnts Streams' stream and see where they are. Maybe I can pull up SciAnts Streams' stream. Quiet, you. See where they are. Trying to find SciAnts here. There we go. And they look like they're over at... I can't quite tell. What does it look like to you, chat?
Laurdee's like, come on, y'all.
Walking to the exit with Lita. Okay, let's go over there. Back over this way. Let's go find that exit.
Shift out the banner. No, not yet. Maybe. Professor Danny Anduza. He just resubbed by saying, trying to find you. Danny, thank you for the 36-month resub. Danny, we are heading towards the insect house. Thank you for that resub, kind sir. Heading toward the insect house.
Insect house?
The polar bears were not here. So we're making our way to the bugs. Near the exit.
See you there. Cool. Let's go find SciAnts Streams. And, yeah, I think Laurdee's about done. Ready to go, so... and we have got to go drive on up to Los Angeles tonight. Or nearby, anyway. So, we'll go do that. Let's see... any reception inside? I don't know, we'll see. We're going to walk through... Well, we're going to go over here on our way there. Anyway, and thank you for the 41 months of support, SciAnts Streams. I appreciate that more than you know. Now at tier 3, right? Nuts. Amazing. Appreciate the support tremendously. Alright, let's find that insect house. Let's see. Back, Africa Rocks Zoo exit. There's somewhere over here. I know I can find a map over here. So we'll be able to get our bearings. Let's see. There's our map. Let's go figure this out. Will I be live streaming tomorrow from LA with any luck? Yes, Black Cat Lady. Yes, indeed. I've got a museum stream coming up. And should be a little earlier in the day, I think, than today's. We'll see. She just said hi, chat. We're right here. And we gotta find the insect house. Reptile house. We were just here. Komodo Kingdom. We missed that. We missed the Komodo dragons? How? Hippo Trail. Let's see. I might just go ask. Busy Bee Cafe, hummingbird habitat, spineless marvels. That's got to be over here. Yeah, so we got to go that way. We'll go past the Komodo dragons on the way there. See if we can spot them too. Cool.
Here's polar bear.
So we've got about half an hour left, I think. Something like that. By the way, if anybody watching right now is not yet following SciAnts Streams, you should do that. You can switch between our channels if you're on desktop. But SciAnts Streams is Belent and Lita and their baby daughter Ilona. They're a family of scientists, like actual research scientists here on Twitch. Like me, they also work in a scientific field, publish in scientific journals, all that good stuff. But they do molecular and systems biology, entomology. They look at fossil amber, like ancient insects, live on stream under the microscope, all kinds of stuff like that. It's always a good time. Can't recommend SciAnts Streams highly enough, so go give them a follow. Let's scoot by right here. So I think they're going to be over here.
I see ants up there.
So I hope we're headed in the right direction here. There's the reptile house. Our Komodo dragon should be over here too. Let's see. Hummingbird habitat. Yeah, let's go over here and we'll see the Komodos on the way out. Let's see. And spineless marvels. We've got invertebrates here. That might be where they're at. Let's see. Let me pull up their stream. Looks like they're on a bridge. I don't know where that would be. They are on a bridge. Well, let's go see the about crossing the pandas a ways away. Oh, okay. Well, let's go check out the Komodo dragons real quick. Because I don't want to leave without seeing them, That is a must-see. There we go. Komodo Kingdom. Very cool. The world's largest living lizard. The Komodo dragon. Holy cow, there they are. There's one right there. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Not a particularly big Komodo there, but they get significantly larger than this. Look at you. Amazing. We were talking about varanids earlier, monitor lizards. Komodo dragons are the biggest living kind of monitor lizard. Largest living varanid. Varanus komodoensis is the genus and species name. And perhaps his largest venomous animal too. That is actually up for debate. There's a lot of dispute about that currently, whether or not Komodo dragons are actually venomous. There have been venom-like compounds found in their saliva, but whether or not that actually constitutes true venom is contested by different researchers. So it's the jury's still out on that one. It's a really interesting controversy, actually, whether or not they are truly venomous. But, yeah, further study is needed. And yeah, some people, so we do know that they have kind of a septic bite too, but whether or not the compounds that they have in their mouths are, actually constitutes true venom, again, is disputed. Yeah. Very cool. And the bacteria thing is not actually debunked, Rahab. It's not like there's
serious controversy about that. We do know that they have something of a septic bite, like the wounds can get infected, but whether that's the primary cause of, if that's actually what wears down their prey, or whether it's just shock and blood loss, or whether it is actually like an anticoagulant in their saliva, whether or not that constitutes venom, all these things are argued over. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah. Last time I looked into it, consensus was that the bacteria wasn't out of the ordinary for most predatory animals. Interesting, Rahab. Okay. I don't know, because I was talking with a Komodo researcher not too long ago, or a Varanid researcher, and they're like, yeah, there's no evidence that they have venom. It shouldn't count as venom. So anyway, it's disputed. Very cool. Just sleeping in there. What a cool animal. Very, very, very cool. Eyes are open. Hello. How are you doing? Beautiful. Yeah. Amazon pair of captive lions. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Huh. And do we have more in here? I'd be hiding right now. Yeah. Cool. You are gorgeous. You know that? You're beautiful. Yeah. It's so cool. There were big monitor lizards like this too during the Cretaceous period. There's one from Mongolia named Estesia. It's named after the late Richard Estes. Worked on fossil reptiles. And then, I'm forgetting the name of the one from the Hell Creek Formation. But, is it Paleosanawau? Or is that from the Jurassic? I forget, but we've got animals like this that lived alongside T-Rex and Triceratops, too. Pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. How big were they? They were about the same size, I think. Yeah, maybe a little bit smaller. I know a Komodo dragon today, they can get up to about 4 meters long. These ones may have been about 3. I'm not sure if we actually have a good estimate of the adult, like full-grown adult size for some of these Mesozoic monitors. Yeah, very cool. Oh, so glad we got to see the Komodo. So cool. Yeah. And we have more here. I have this same skull at home, by the way. I think that's might be the same specimen. I have a cast of this. That one looks like the original with the teeth down there. But, yeah, bone clones. They make some excellent stuff. Can you see our Komodo out here? I don't see him. Anyway, let's go track down SciAnts Streams. Let's see. I think they're up by the exit right now. Let's check in with Laurdee. And I think they might be leaving right now. So we'll go rendezvous with them. Oh, well. Just looking for you. How you holding up?
Good.
Yeah, excellent.
We lost the gimbal. We lost the battery pack.
Oh wow.
We're on fumes, but let's do it.
Okay.
Bug house?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go do it. Let's go see some inverts, shall we? Yeah. Again, if anybody's not yet following SciAnts Streams, you should do that right now because they're our backup here in case our signal goes down. And also, you should absolutely be following these amazing scientists here on this platform. Hey there, how you doing?
What's your name, by the way?
Paleontologizing.
This is who we were told to come and say hi to.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's great to meet you. I'm Danny.
I'm XX Bongs Arepa, go by Jace.
Jace, good to meet you.
Well, I'm Bianca, Binks Basilisk.
Bianca?
Yes.
Great
nice
to meet you. What was your username?
Binks Basilisk. Binks Basilisk.
Basilisk,
Yes.
like the lizard. Did you see the basilisk in the reptile house?
I didn't this time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I gotta
Just hanging out there on a tree branch. It's probably still there, so.
We actually, we have to get going.
Gotta get going?
Yeah, catch some flights out and everything.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Glad
Yeah.
we got you though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Like everyone's enjoying basically unofficial last day of Twitch.
It's
now.
awesome,
Like,
yeah. I had no idea we would see so many other streamers here.
know,
It's very
I know,
cool.
yeah.
So you guys do IRL stuff most of the time?
she is mostly. I
Very
do.
cool.
I do games, but
Uh-huh.
meeting her now, I'm gonna be starting.
Nice.
We like that. We love that. Well,
Very
it's nice
cool.
to meet you. They said
Great to
you'd
meet
be
you.
dressed
Nice to meet you too.
exactly how I
That's
think you would
literally
be dressed.
seeing you with the camera and seeing you just like that.
This
we
is
knew
the same
exactly
hat that I wear in the field, so like when I'm out digging dinosaurs, it's the same one.
Okay,
So.
nice.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
hey, it was really nice
Great to meet you.
meeting
Jace and Binks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Have an amazing rest of your day.
You too. Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Very cool. Beautiful. And we got some shout outs for them? Fantastic. Yeah. Very cool. Let's go into the inverts area, shall we? Wow.
Having fun?
Yeah, definitely. I got to see the gharials earlier.
Saw so many birds.
Yeah, awesome. What's been your favorite so far, you think?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know what they were, because one of the aviaries, you just walk in and they're flying all around you.
Oh, very cool.
And
Yeah.
there were toucans.
I wish I could have seen that,
There were
yeah.
some orange birds
Uh-huh.
that I've never seen in my life. Bee eaters.
Yeah.
Bee eaters.
Oh,
and
very cool.
The zookeeper was actually feeding them. So she was
Very cool.
throwing live mealworms up into the air, and all the bee eaters were
Uh-huh.
swooping in and just.
That is so cool.
And I had a great time.
Super cool.
Standing there
Super cool.
Bird nerd heaven is
Yeah.
it's sister man.
What does that lead it to? That's that bird. What was that bird? Sounded like he was doing a wolf.
Let's see. Where's our entrance to the invertebrate house? Is that it right there?
And we're bringing the party to you.
Nice.
Here we go.
So this is really cool. I've never actually been in like an insect house with people who study insects. I have done field work with an entomologist
Spiral rated
before.
you.
Thank you. Holy cow. Appreciate that. Well, welcome Raiders from SciAnts Streams. We're, continuing where we left off. Literally. Welcome to Paleontologizing. If it's anybody's first time here, my name's Danny Anduza. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. Super excited to be here with SciAnts Streams, with Valent and Lita and Alona. And we're going to go check out some inverts in here, invertebrate animals. And cross your fingers that the signal holds in here, all right? Thank you, Valent. All right. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Oh, cool.
So you're on the West Coast, and do you ever get the complaints that West Coasters don't have lightning bugs?
I'd never seen one until,
You have lightning bugs.
We
they
do.
just don't glow in their adult stage. They glow in their terrestrial state.
So again, ontogeny, extremely important to understand, yeah, that life history of different
If you go
organisms.
digging around on the forest floor, you will see lightning bugs
Really?
glowing. Yeah.
Super cool.
But
I will have to
they're
do that
just not up
sometime.
in the
I had no
air.
idea. I've seen them in Montana before, and the first time I ever saw one, it was like, it really freaked me out. It was just out on the prairie in the middle of the night. It's like, you could almost hear the X-Files music playing, you know? Like, what in the world is that? So what we got over here?
Yes.
Why does that one
Ooh. Kind of cricket? Are these wedders?
These are katydids.
Katydids. Oh, okay.
That's a male, I think.
Yeah.
And the other one, is that the female? Is that an ovipositor sticking out, or is that something else? This one. I don't know. It looks fat for an ovipositor.
Right?
Check it out.
Yeah. So they pour into plants, and then
is that what that is?
They lay their eggs inside of plants, and actually then ends up killing the plant. So they can be a lot of agricultural pests, especially if you introduce them to a new area, because the plants don't have the defense against something like
Are
that.
all those dots the eggs?
Oh no, those are going to be fern. This is like a seed fern, I think, right? Like a deer tongue fern or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so nice to see.
But you can see the bite marks on there, where like something's been chewing on those ferns.
Yeah.
I like them.
Very cool. Let's get them on camera right here. Wow. Wow. They're so spiky. I had an insect field guide as a kid with a katydid on the cover.
Yeah.
Bright green one. Its face just really striking.
Oh, they're mating right there. There you go.
Oh, wow.
They're having fun.
That is what they're doing. Well, there are a lot of grasshoppers not by themselves. They're actually in the gregarious state, so there's a gene switch that takes them from living by themselves versus living in groups. And when they start group living, that's when you have the locust stage, like the swarming that takes out. Like,
very cool.
I see. Oh, I never knew that.
And the really cool thing is one of those genes that gets turned on when they become social is an anti-carnivory gene to avoid because
eating each other.
So they don't eat each other.
So they detect an odor that tells them to not eat this thing. Otherwise, they would eat each other.
That's super cool.
You can actually artificially shut down the gene, and they'll eat each other.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Sounds like the premise of a film.
Yeah.
Eating right there.
That's the next movie.
Look at those mouth parts, just chowing down on that leaf. Very cool.
Different coloration for grasshoppers.
So they change color when they become social.
Oh.
And so they actually
They change color too?
They undergo a molt. And they emerge from that old exoskeleton. They have this different coloration, and we think it might be for visual.
I'm gonna go grab lunch. And one or two things. Do you want to have?
Very cool. What's that? Okay. That is so cool. Look at those mouth parts go to town on there.
Are they all camouflaging?
Are they?
So is there? Can I interrupt you there?
No, go ahead.
Is there like a species different between grasshoppers and locusts, or is it just that gene switching and
the grasshopper is usually the lack of social state where they're solitary,
Gotcha.
and that animal can then transition to that locust
same
state.
individual can do that.
And for a long time, it was thought that they were two different species.
Really?
Because they looked different in terms of color, and they behaved differently. And it's like even like these.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
And that's another way you can tell. It's not just because they're hanging out together, but there's that yellowy color to them.
Right.
So that social state.
Super cool. They're so active. Yeah.
Boy, how amazing are those? There's an orange one down there.
So what I find really cool about these is that they also do this swaying motion. So it looks like they're swaying in the wind. Yeah. Just like further hit the camouflage.
I've seen stick insects do the same thing. Yeah.
And praying mantis.
Praying mantis, right?
Yeah. Wow. Oblong winged katydid. Very cool. Look at the orange one right there. Let me get the camera right up close so you can see. Because again, I don't have to zoom on this. I got to put the camera physically right up there.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. I didn't see them on the leaf.
There we go. Just gorgeous. Again, oblong-winged katydid.
Yes.
Amblycorpha oblongifolia.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
If you just come back here, you're not.
The eye doesn't see insects right away.
So what
Very
a,
cool.
A weird thing with that, like the reason we think it evolved is to defend against.
This is so neat.
But the way they've tested it's like they sent out humans to try to go find them.
Yeah, and look at the different colors. Just we've got pink, we've got bright orange. He was closing in 15 minutes. Okay.
You know, it's kind of a hard thing to then translate. Yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah. There's one right there.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see him.
I don't know if you can see him, Chad.
Crazy.
And they all sound like David Hyde Pierce.
It's kind of ridiculous, like sticking the camera up there and be like, look at this, Chad. Everybody's going to be, oh, it's a stick. But if you know what you're looking at, it's amazing. I promise you. Just the way these have evolved to mimic the foliage around them, just exquisite. It's got a green one right there, too. See it moving around?
Yeah. Good lord.
It really is like a walking stick. Just, I don't know. The evolution of mimicry is endlessly fascinating to me. It's just so weird and cool.
They blend in completely.
Yeah.
We thought the pink ones were flowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and that one? Yeah, I did too. From
this
a
one, it
distance.
takes a while to find this gentleman, the bush crickets.
Yeah, I see one right up there against the rockwork in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Malaysian bush cricket. They're so big, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like twice the size as like the
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes me wonder. I'm going to ask Balint a question. Hey, Balint, is there a like are grasshoppers and crickets separate clades, or is it kind of like moths and butterflies where it's just an arbitrary distinction?
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
Too, yeah. So like if you're looking at the phylogenetic tree, even the ones, not everyone, all of them do the gregarious behavior as well as, but if you're trying to look at the tree and see like where it evolved, it's a smorgasbord.
Interesting.
Which to me says either we've misidentified something or it evolved a couple of times independently.
Oh, between, and I'm not just talking about locusts and grasshoppers, but also crickets and grasshoppers. Like, are they different clades?
I believe those, those are different.
They are separate clades. Okay, they're taxonomically distinct. Look at these guys. Taxicab beetles.
It's really hard to see, but it's great in there.
Look at them feeding. I can see why they're called that.
It's the most successful kind of animal on Earth. 250,000 species.
Yeah, the coleopterans, beetles.
And your cat's on the
Your cat's on the way. Oh, is he on the top? Oh, they're little
on the top. Oh.
They're all
very
under
cool.
the light up there.
They put together all this nice environment for them, and they just want to walk outside.
I know. Yeah. It's an action for sure.
Look at that millipede.
They know when food's coming.
Holy cow. Look at you. Missing an antenna there. But still doing pretty well. So millipedes are obviously not insects, but they're myriapods, right? Yeah, so they're some of the earliest terrestrial organisms, earliest terrestrial animals, I should say. And during the Carboniferous period, we had millipedes, or millipede relatives at least, like as long as a car, like 4 meters long. Nowadays, they still get pretty big, though. I think the largest millipede in the world is like half a meter long or something.
With a sizable width, too.
Yeah.
But they still also breathe more similar to insects, like exoskeleton.
Look at that book lung kind of a deal. Yeah.
Through the diffusion, so you're limited in how big they can get.
Very cool. Yeah. And how close were they related to Arthroplura? Yeah, Arthroplura is the one that I mentioned wrapped there. Thanks for asking. It's like 4 meters long. I don't think these guys are super close. I think Arthroplura is like a true millipede, but I could well be wrong. I don't know. Again, I work on dinosaurs, so I'm not super confident about the taxonomy of arthropods.
Look at the stick. Are they mating? Yeah.
Friendly friends.
They're having fun.
These
Friendly friends.
So I was like, let's just raid in and let's just do this together. That way it's so much more fun.
Awesome. This is great.
It's like a dream collab, y'all. Next time we have to do fossil science.
And hang on, looks like we've lost our signal for a second here, but it'll come back. Yeah.
Where? Oh yes, they're spiky like.
Like things you
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
touch.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch all
Touch me not, stick insect. Yeah, it does remind me of like. Actually, it kind of reminds me of like a thorny devil, like those very spiky lizards, spiny lizards. Let's check that out.
This is
Very cool.
unnecessary. Why are there so many?
all the way down.
Oh, are these Madagascar hissing cockroaches?
Yeah, the biggest cockroaches in the world, is,
So,
if I recall correctly.
So if you can take on these cockroaches, you're gonna be
Yeah. They're so cool. They almost remind me of isopods with their body segments like that. As I recall, these are some of the most primitive of insects, right? They're like some of the earliest diverging. Yeah.
Closest relatives that are studied are termites.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why the social structure of termites, bees, and ants are so interesting because it evolved. One's from the common relative bees and ants, which are wasps, and then you have termite, whose closest relative over here is the cockroaches.
Interesting. That's so cool.
Their social structure is very much just like we hang out, we mate, and that's about it.
For cockroaches, you mean?
As far as we're, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never know. If you don't ask the question the right way, you'll never find it.
Super cool. Yeah.
Do you think they get Netflix in there?
I don't know. We should ask them.
That's a signal that they're sending to us. It's a message.
Now I'm looking at Tom first. That's a sizable.
Yeah. Holy cow. I wonder how big the larva would be for this, because often the larvae are like bigger than the adult beetle.
Really?
In a lot of cases, yeah. Like I found some huge larvae, and like I looked it up, and the adult beetles are only like a half or a third the size. At least I think that's the case. Is that the case where like a lot of times the larvae are bigger than the adult beetle?
So there's just like the Hercules beetle larva is like bigger than your hand.
Shoot.
But then it ends up being like a little bit smaller, maybe something like that.
What about for like a Hercules beetle? How big would that grub be?
So when they finish pupating, that's their final size. So it'll be this big.
Wow.
Maybe even a little bit bigger because the exoskeleton for the pupal case. And then when they come out, that whole wing cover right here is actually light in color, almost transparent, and then you have it darken with age. So the first couple of days of life, you can tell it's a new one.
Very cool. And again, I want to show you how big this beetle is compared to my thumb right there. That is impressive. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Let's see. Giant leaf insect here. What have we got?
Can you pick it out?
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Just walking up with a camera and being like, oh, where is it? It's like it's evolved for tens of millions of years to be invisible. Basically, it's an environment. But there it is back there. See what looks like a big leaf hanging right back there? Look at the legs on the underside. And there's another one right there. Very cool. Amazing. So 1 and 2. Those leaves kind of hanging down. Very, very cool. It's interesting. I'm sure they've got to kind of walk a fine line when they're doing this. When they're building an enclosure for these highly camouflaged insects. It's like they don't want people to not be able to see them, but you also don't want it to really stand out. Because you want to show off how well camouflaged they are without making them invisible. It's a fine line you got to walk, I'm sure.
With the hexagon.
They'll try to expand upon it.
Oh, they do?
If you don't clean it out, it'll split and they'll swarm.
That's so neat.
And you might lose a queen.
Wow.
You have to call them.
So they were like on
I must admit, we've not seen the axolotl yet. I don't think we'll get a chance to today. We're like coming right up on closing time here.
Is she like say twice as large?
Wow.
So this is a really cool shot that we've got in here because you can see the waggle dance on occasion. So for example, there's activity going on here with the bees where there's this like back and forth movement along the honeycombs. You got one right here.
It's kind of wiggling their abdomens?
Yeah, so that is a waggle dance that you're seeing, and they're having information about where a food source is relative to the direction of the sun. And the intensity of the dance that she's doing, and it's a figure 8, tells you how good the food source is, how likely someone is to go after it. There's so much information embedded in that dance.
Wow.
Trying to find the queen, she's not going to look structurally different, she's just going to be bigger. So about 2 times the length of one of these workers. And you know, I don't know where the whole hive goes to, but she could very well be, you know, visible out and about, and it's not a sign of the health of the colony. Just like if it were the queen and we saw her, something bad would be going on because she shouldn't be out. But it's just so cool to be able to see.
That's really awesome, and it's amazing that they can communicate that information with just a dance.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess to us we don't really know what we're looking at, but to them.
There's also auditory and vibrational cues. So one thing in this unit is that you see the red light. So they're not going to be able to see anything in here. To them, this is pitch black.
Okay.
Most insects don't see the wavelength of red. So this is like simulating inside of the nesting site.
And that's why a lot of hummingbird feeders are red, because you want to attract the hummingbirds who can see red, but bees can't. Very cool.
And to keep it clean too, because if the hummingbird feeder leaks the sugar water, the bees can detect the odor of that. So you want to make sure to keep it clean.
Super cool. This is so neat.
You can see the in and out tubes back there where they presumably like have pollination stations they can go out to.
Right. That's so cool. So they're flying out into the world and then coming back into this enclosure here where they've got their hive.
The viewing hives are super pretty.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool.
This is beautiful.
Miss Yvette says that at the zoo they sell the honey that the bees make here.
Seriously?
That's really cool. Yeah, so if we were just chatting about it with Corn Relish, so if you don't call or add more of these units, they will start swarming. And so if they do a swarming behavior, it's the colony is going to split. You might lose your queen. They might make a new queen to go off with the colony. So you have to maintain them.
So you have to like constantly harvest the honey and like remove these.
Exactly. So that because their enclosure is a limited size, they don't want the bees to swarm. You just remove it and harvest it in terms of the honey, and this way they can sell it, and and it goes back to the zoo.
Very cool. That's so neat. Wow.
I guess this is the outside live footage.
Oh, that's so cool. And shoot, 6 p.m. We're going to have to skedaddle. They're going to kick us out of here. But that's so neat. Live video of hive entrance. Where's the chat, though? I don't see the chat. Look at all these native bees. Very cool. Beautiful art here. Just a little bit stylized, but they really emphasize on morphological differences. That's so cool. Oh. Yeah, they're kicking us out.
Butterfly garden at least? Or is it too late?
Nice around.
Oh my god. Jesus, why?
Okay, oops, sorry. How's it going? Oh, so cool. Beautiful. All right. I guess we got to go through. Push slowly. All right. And here we are. Red panda's up there. Gorgeous. This is how we exit. I'm just going to wait for everybody else, and then we'll continue on our merry way. And Chrissy Carson Art, I'm so glad you were able to catch the stream today, too. Yeah, check out our red panda over there. And there's a binturong over here, too. Anteater. Oh, man. I could have spent days and days here. Maybe next time I come down to San Diego, I'll get to do that. But How cool has this been? Holy moly. Do I smell popcorn? No, I don't smell the binturong. But they do famously smell like buttered popcorn. Just waiting for them right now. Very cool. Astronomy Show says, thanks for bringing us along on the trip. You bet. Yeah. Are they going to come out? We'll see. And Wicked Bitch, I'm glad this has been good company. Very cool. Such a privilege to be able to stream to you from the San Diego Zoo. I'm so excited to come back. I did not have nearly enough time here. It's been wonderful. And man, seeing those gharials, my heart melted. They're such beautiful animals. They're so cool. Yeah. I think I'm going to make my way to the front. Let's see if I can catch up with Laurdee. Let's see. Are they on their way out? Let's go on down here. See if we can find Laurdee. Director of some, no, they were Gavialis gangeticus, Indian gharial. Let's see. And we'll go toward the exit here. And coin bag is jingling. It is indeed, Murph. I gotta come back and get the rest of the pressed pennies. But I had a blast today, and I hope you did too. We've got some more exciting streams coming up. Going to be doing some more museum visits on our way back up to the Bay Area. And it's going to be my birthday on Thursday. So we'll be having a celebration for that too. But I'm going to go walk to the exit. We'll see if we can meet up with Laurdee and wait for everybody else. Let's see. There's our exit right there. And I'm not going to the wildlife place with SciAnts tomorrow, no, so this is going to be goodbye for us, for me and the SciAnts crew. Laurdee and I are going to continue up toward Los Angeles tonight. And, yeah, we got to get back to the Bay Area. So we'll be doing that soon. All right. Okay. Here's our exit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Here we are at the exit. I am, yeah. Yeah. On Twitch. Yeah, you want to say hi to chat? Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Channel's called Paleontologizing. We do science outreach on Twitch. I'm a paleontologist, so like go out and do dinosaur digs live and stuff like that during the summer. So
San Diego, or are you in town?
From the Bay Area, actually. So in town for the convention, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool. Anyway,
What's your?
you were just at the con. Very cool. Yeah.
3 Twitch channels right here at the same time.
Oh yeah, awesome. Very cool.
What's the channel name?
Paleontologizing.
Paleontologizing.
Just search paleo and it'll come right up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, take care.
Streamer.
Oh yeah, you
What
too?
up? Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Of course. Yeah, it just ended.
Very cool. Yep.
You were at the
yep.
con and everything?
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
actually pointed you out because I love that you are dressed for the zoo too. But that's your main channel content based. I just heard your name.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Even
thanks.
cooler.
This is the, same hat that I wear when I'm out in the field and
that's
stuff.
A normal
So
hat. It's not. I'm not dressed.
this
for
is not a
anything.
get
It's
up or
normal
anything.
thing. Yeah.
It honestly is, no joke. So yeah. But anyway, what's your channel?
I'm Duty Beard.
Duty Beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, paleontologizing. Paleontologizing, like paleontology. Just make it a verb, you know.
Jizing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I want to make sure I heard.
I should speak more distinctly, but I need to get some water.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me. It's me. But yeah.
Have a good one.
Great
Duty
meeting
Beard, you said?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Cool,
give you a
cool.
follow right now.
All right.
Catch you later, bro.
Thanks.
See you about the camera.
Cool.
That's his favorite book.
Let's see. Going over to the lion here, and we'll just wait for everybody else to get here,
Okay.
and I'll wrap things up. In fact, my battery is running really low on the mobile router, so we might wrap things up right now. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. And hey, Duty Beard, how are you doing? Thanks for saying hello. Can we got a shout out for Duty Beard already? Excellent. Well, great. Before my battery dies, let's find somebody to raid here. Who else is maybe doing some science on Twitch? Let's see. Oh, Rocket Sage is on. Let's go raid into Rocket Sage. She's doing a stream about the La Brea tar pits? Oh, yeah. Let's go there right now. All right. Raid Rocket Sage. There we go. Excellent. Well, we are going to go hang out with a geologist, a fellow Earth scientist. And if you guys haven't seen Rocket Sage yet, you're really going to enjoy this. Sage is really awesome. And she's talking about fossils today, apparently. Talking about La Brea. We saw some Pleistocene Ice Age mammals today on stream. Models of them, fossils. We're going to be at La Brea in a couple of days. So I'm very excited to show you that in person. Right now, let's go right into Rocket Sage and take care, everybody. Nope, not stream closed captioner. Wait, how do we get to the... No, viewer geolocation, that's not what I want. It's not giving me the thing to click the button to raid. I don't know, it's mobile, That's annoying. Chat. There we go. Alright. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. So awesome that we were on the front page. Tune in next time for some museum streams. Going to be doing one tomorrow, hopefully. Talking about some Pleistocene mammals, a lot like what Rocket Sage is talking about right now. We're going to go right in. Everybody, thank you for your viewership, for your curiosity, for your kind words. Thank you for your financial support. That's what allows me to do this. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. I hope you had a good time. Hope you learned something. I hope you've got an embiggened appreciation for life on our planet Earth and our place in it. Anyway, I'll see you soon, everybody. Let's go check out Rocket Sage.